What's up, you guys? This is going to be a really quick drop for you this morning. So Peter Thomas released this video to us, and I say us because he released it to the public, so he was talking to all of us. And we're just going to talk a little bit about it. So real quick, in case you guys don't know who Peter Thomas is or what is going on, Peter Thomas is the ex-husband of Cynthia Bailey. Most of us first became familiar with him from the Real Housewives of Atlanta when Cynthia Bailey was first on there. You know, the infamous marriage that almost wasn't a marriage, yada, yada, yada. Well, he opened up, he was a restaurant owner when he was on the show. It was Uptown, and then Uptown closed. And Funky Dineva had told us that he never understood why Uptown closed, because he said it was a hot spot, the food was good, and everything was everything. And then one day it was just closed. Well, Peter then opened up a string of very popular restaurants called Bar One. There was one in Atlanta, there was one in Charlotte, there was one in Miami, and then he opened one here in Baltimore. Not here, I'm not in Baltimore, but in my area in Baltimore. And by all accounts, it was a really, really hot spot. Like, reservations were hard to get. They would get the celebrities at the Miami, and I know here in our area, CIAA weekend, and Charlotte. I think in Charlotte it was a sports bar. I think it was called Sports One or something, but it was the same chain. Well, last year we started hearing very, very we heard, and I mean, we did a story on it here. We talked about it here, you guys, where employees were saying they weren't getting paid. He was behind on his rent. He wasn't paying his vendors. And for all accounts, he was very arrogant in the whole situation, saying he was never going to pay this bill, saying what he didn't owe to the people and who he didn't owe and who he was never going to pay and how he was never going to pay them. Well, there's one person that's going to always get paid. And that is the I, the aura, and the S. They're going to always get paid. So let's listen to this statement that Peter Thomas released again to us. My first question is, why did you feel like we needed this information? I mean, he said because he knew the blogs were going to run with it. But you ain't been caring about what the blogs had to say about you. The blogs been talking about you. And you've been basically telling the blogs to kiss your you-know-what. But let's listen to what he had to say, honey.
Good afternoon, social media world. Including Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, etc., etc., etc. All right, I'm here to make a statement. My attorney and I have been working on a case for the last 2.5 years now.
So for 2.5 years, they've been trying to negotiate something with the government. That's a long time, y'all. That is a long time.
And then it came in on where I'm putting out this statement. I must have to apologize to my mom, my dad that's passed, and my kids, my friends, immediate family members, and anybody out there that checked for me. I've did some wrong that I have to make right. I have to stand up. I have to be accountable. I have to be responsible, and I have to pay my debt. For 2.5 years ago, the IRS started a case that went back 10 years.
10 years. For 10 years. Okay.
And let's show that from struggling business, from one struggling business to the next and the next, that I'd failed to pay my withholding taxes on time. And at some point when the business wasn't doing well, failed to pay at all.
All right. Now this is a reaction. Let me say this. This is a reaction video. I am going to be stopping and starting. If you want to see this statement in full, there are plenty of places you can find the statement without me stopping and starting. So I don't want nobody complaining why you keep talking, because I am. So if you don't want to hear me talking, you probably want to go ahead and go and watch somebody else's video, respectfully. Okay. Hey, State of Being, how you doing? Maybe you owning businesses ain't your forte, dog. Yes. Listen, this man said that when first of all he talked about something from struggling business to struggling business. Now I'm not a business owner, you know, I'm not a restaurant owner, and I know that the restaurant business is hard. It is very hard. But there were times when your business was doing well. Now I can't say the whole entirety of the fact that you kept opening more tells me that the business was at least viable. Like why would you keep opening bar ones in different cities if the business wasn't doing well? Now, again, I'm not saying you was, becoming a billionaire. I mean, but sir, stop playing. And then said that there were times when he said there were times when he withheld and then times he just didn't pay at all. What?
And it's something that I thought I could work out, catch up with, make hold. But the hole got deeper for me. So I deeply regret, and I'm saying this with all sincerity, I deeply regret not to make the IRS withholding tax a priority in my life.
Yeah, because you was too busy riding yachts and shopping at Louis and Gucci and Prada and trying to put on this front instead of taking care of your business.
With no excuses, because there is none. It's the law. I'm finding out a lot about that law lately and what I need to say.
I'm finding out a lot about that law lately. Sir, you've been a business owner for over 10 years. You mean to tell me that your business accountant, your business manager, nobody ever sat down and said to you, this is what you have to do. You have to pay unemployment tax and withholding tax and this tax and that tax. Like nobody explained. Like, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt if this was your first restaurant. If this was your first restaurant, I would say, you know what? It's a lesson learned. You probably thought you could play around with some stuff, rob Peter to pay Paul. So this has been going on for over 10 years, and you have had over 4 restaurants that I know of. We're not going to play that I didn't know game, I didn't understand game, and I thought I could do it this way game. Ciao, bye.
To all business owner out there, if you're starting out a business, make sure that you're funded enough to cover your payroll after you pay your rent.
You feel like you really teaching somebody a lesson?
Pay your utilities and you pay your vendors, make sure that you could cover those withholding taxes, and make sure on the 20th of every month you pay those revenue taxes, because when those things add up, Uncle Sam is your partner and they're not getting their piece and keep on adding it up, it's going to come and it's going to bite you like it's biting me now. Okay. So I deeply regret, not paying my withholding taxes in a timely manner or in any manner that would put me
in any manner. Right. You didn't pay it at all, sir. You weren't paying it late. You weren't paying
it. The place where I am now. And but I'm going to be accountable. I'm going to be responsible, and I'm going to pay my debt. Okay. Because that's the agreement. And that's the way it is. Okay. Thank you for the time. I'll be talking about this some more, probably. Okay, but I'm quite sure when it comes out, because y'all like to put me in the shade room and all those other places, I'm quite sure it's going to be all over the place, because I am Peter Anthony Thomas. Okay. Again, I apologize to the United States government who gave me such a wonderful opportunity to express myself and build these businesses. And I let them down, I let myself down, I let my family down, and I'm going to make amends. Okay? Thank you.
So let me say a few things. Like I said, this is going to be a quick live. Again, if you want to hear that without me interrupting, there, I believe, the All About the Tea has it. I believe Michelle A.T. Alien has it. You guys can go find other places if you just want to listen to it straight through. But let me say this. Here's my issue. I have a lot of issues. First of all, I never want to see anybody be out. Like, let's be clear. I don't take any solace, any happiness in seeing somebody being out. That's it. What I will say though is this. Your arrogance, sir. Because y'all hear how humble he sounds in that message. Y'all see how, now that's not the same Peter Thomas that a couple of months ago was telling people to kiss his ass. That's not the same Peter Thomas that did a live a few months ago when he when he got evicted from that property down in Miami where Bar 1 Miami was, talking about something he ain't never paying it. Do y'all remember that? Y'all remember that Peter Thomas that said he ain't never paying that money? He ain't never giving that money? Y'all remember the same Peter Thomas where that lady went on Tasha K and everywhere else talking about how he fired her and he wasn't paying his employees, and she showed the text messages and talked about how he was talking to her and how disrespectful he was to her? See, that's not this Peter Thomas we just heard. This Peter Thomas is real humble, real soft-spoken, real, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I just want to make things right. I'm sorry I didn't do the right thing. Yada, yada. If this was his first restaurant, y'all, I would be like, damn. Because you know what? They don't teach you a lot of stuff. If you just decide you're going to open a business and you didn't go to business school and you don't hire the right people or you don't take the right advice, you know what? It's very easy for people to get caught up and make bad decisions. So I'll be the last person to sit here and act like I got it all figured out, because I don't. But sir, you had at least 2 restaurants in Atlanta. Then you went to Miami. Then you went to Charlotte. Then you went to Baltimore. At some point, somebody told you. I think he made a choice. Again, I'm not saying that the restaurant was viable for the whole I get that. But you're not going to sit here and tell me he didn't have good months. He didn't have months that he had more than enough. I think he was choosing, because let's be clear, it wasn't just his taxes he wasn't paying. He wasn't paying his rent. He wasn't paying his employees. He wasn't paying his vendors. You're not going to sit here and tell me you didn't have no money to do nothing, because if that's the case, then business ownership is not your forte, sir. If you were running a business where celebrities were going, you would charge an XYZ amount of money per table. You were having bottle service. You was having clubs. Like the type of restaurant establishment this was. And you mean to tell me that at the end of the month, you can't pay nobody? You can't pay your rent, your employees, your vendors, and you ain't paying the government? There was money coming in. Now, where it was going, I can't tell you, but it was money flowing in. Yeah, I believe that, living above his means. Star said, yes, he made a choice. However, some think they can get away with it because they see a lot of other people get away with it. You know, I cannot accept that. I hear what you're saying, and that might be, when I say I cannot accept it, I'm talking about we have to stop thinking like that. What I'm saying is you're right. That might be how he was thinking. What I'm saying is we have to stop thinking like that. That's how children think. Again, I have to keep comparing because I deal with kids all day long. Children think, well, they did it, I can do it. As adults, we understand that the game don't work for everybody, whether we want to talk about it be racial, whether it be based on age, whether it be based on sex, your gender. Like, we know the game, it's not an even playing field. As much as we talk that talk and we talk about equality and all of that, it's not an even playing field. And anybody that believes it is a fool. So Peter Thomas, again, if this were his first restaurant and his first business, I would give him a lot more grace. But I can't give him the grace when we know if it were just the government he wasn't paying, I would give him grace. There's a whole lot of people that get effed up over not paying the proper taxes and not paying it timely. Whole lot of people get screwed up over not paying their taxes. Let's be clear. He ain't the first, and unfortunately, he ain't going to be the last. But because I don't have a lot of grace for Peter Thomas, it's because one, he wasn't paying anybody. He wasn't paying nobody. And money was definitely coming in, but nothing was going out. Anybody who runs a business understands you gotta pay people. Even if you run your own business, they tell you when you set up an LLC, they tell you pay yourself. Put your own self on payroll. You gotta pay the people. Then you were so arrogant about it, so rude about it. This has been going on for 2.5 years. What it sounds like is that he has made some sort of arrangement with the government. I don't know what that payment plan is going to look like. I don't know what it's going to look like, but he definitely sounds very humble. I'm not sure how he even going to make the money because he don't have no businesses anymore. All of his businesses are closed and everybody is suing him. Like I said, he owes $500,000 in back rent to the property down in Miami. He owes vendors. He owes employees. A lot of his employees went to the Better Business Bureau and have filed, whatever paperwork they need to file in order to get their money. So the government is clearly his first priority. I understand that. But you can't go out and work a 9 to 5 and pay this kind of money back. Even if he were to go and become a manager of a restaurant, maybe he got, he's made enough friends in high places that say, hey, I'm going to let you run my chain of restaurants. You definitely know how to run a restaurant. You know how to make it successful, yada, yada, yada. Even if he finds a job making 6 figures, do you know how much money that man owes?
Unknown caller.
Sorry, y'all. Oh, shoot. Child, my speaker's still connected to my phone. Hold on, let me turn the speaker off. Where did I put my phone? Oh, there it is. So anyway, y'all, this is just a quick drop. Somebody said you was going to go pack. I am. I'm literally about to go now. I'm about to go get packed in now. Great, go upstairs. But I saw that and I was like, "Ooh, we gotta talk about this. So I will talk to y'all later. Like I said, I'll be back tonight for the Real Housewives of Dubai. Other than that, I'm going to be trying to upload content and do that kind of stuff. And I got stuff to do around here to start getting my life together to get out of here for a week. So I will talk to you guys later. Peace.